Where am I? Doctor's office? But I hate the doctor's office.
Hello, Zachary Fox? Zachary Fox?
Yeah, what am I here for exactly? I don't remember setting up any appointments or even coming here for that matter.
Yes. You are in the office of the Afterlife Experience. You died on vacation in the country of Jinfing under the jurisdiction of deity Belongo and have arrived in their office.
What? You say... Okay, alright. You say I died. And I'm supposed to believe that? Because I just woke up? I'm not that gullible. You dress this up like some kind of doctor's office. Did you really think I wouldn't question this? Not remembering how I got here? Just take your word for it? You and your little friends likely just spiked a drink I had. So what? Is someone going to come out with a camera for your prank video? Gonna put it up on the internet and, why are there no doors? Or windows?
You died.
No. No. I'm not dead. I don't even remember dying. That's kind of like a big component.
That is by design. When moving from the material to the spiritual world, your long-term memory is transferred, but your short-term memory remains with your physical body.
Okay.
So you don't arrive in the office screaming bloody murder in a state of panic if you met a violent end.
Okay.
And so you don't scare the office staff when the dead arrive. Just like your clothes, that is another design decision.
What's wrong with my
Clothes
clothes?
you're currently wearing are copies of those you wore in the material world at the time of your death. That way families don't arrive together naked. A bit of a glitch, though, is in order for that to work, copies of things in your pockets must be brought along with. But I assure you they are just copies.
Okay, that's a lot to take in. Families. Where's my girlfriend? Would she count as family? We were together.
Speaking of a significant other, which one? You need to be specific.
Her name is Jacqueline Rost. We've been together for 4 years.
Significant others would be processed together, yes, but she did not die with you. In fact, she is unharmed.
Okay, that's, good, I guess. Your paperwork. Do you know how I died then? You know...
Yes.
Well, tell me.
No, that's not really important anymore.
Yes. Yes? Yes. It is important. It's important. I don't know how to put this into words. It's important. It's very important. It's important to me. Tell me.
I'm telling you that it's not.
Of course.
It is against front office policy. The fact of the matter is you died. You're dead, and you're not going anywhere anytime soon without my approval.
Yeah.
And if you cannot control your temper, I will leave you in this pocket dimension alone until you've calmed down.
Okay.
I have other entrance to the Afterlife Experience to process.
Okay, alright, I'm calm, relatively calm. Just don't leave me here. Was there a plan? Was I supposed to die on this date and time? You know, they tell us that there's certain
Oh, heavens, no. There are over 7 billion people on the planet. Imagine how much paperwork that would require.
Oh.
I wouldn't be able to keep up as the only one working in this office.
Okay.
Now, regarding your situation, as I said, you died in Jinfing, in the jurisdiction of the ethereal entity known as Belongo,
Yeah, okay,
but
whatever.
you live in your home country of Southern Parto and follow its deity, Artrice.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Artrice. I guess I wasn't as devout as I could have been.
That's not really a concern, neither here nor there. You are in a special position. People who die in their home countries under the jurisdiction of the deities they worship, or not, are usually shuttled directly into that entity's afterlife experience. But since you died on your vacation in a land under the watch of another deity, Belongo, you have arrived in their office. You get to choose. You can either stay here and go into Belongo's afterlife experience, or you can fill out a small bit of paperwork and be transferred back to Southern Parto and Artrice's afterlife experience.
Okay, that sounds...
In front of you are 2 pamphlets, giving overviews of each afterlife experience's offerings. This is a big decision. Take a seat, review your options, and let me know when you have made your decision.
Okay. 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 Just break it down. You're a data analyst. You need to analyze the situation. Analyze what? The office and the reception? I'm dead? And my clothes and Jackie? Hey, why do I have a rock in my pocket? Okay, what did they say? Copies of what was in my pockets when I died. But why would I have a rock in my pocket? It would be really great if I remembered. But I don't. Pockets. Yes. Ha! Oh, come on, turn on, you stupid. I need to let Jackie know. Ugh. It doesn't work. It's just a copy. The afterlife experience of the god Artrice. Every citizen is given a plot of land, a large home, adorned with a white picket fence? Oh no. No. I was supposed to propose to her. Damn it! It's still there. We were gonna get married. Have a house with a white picket fence. Kids. She thought it sounded all so sappy. But I wanted everything to be perfect for her. And now I'm dead. Why? I didn't deserve to die like this, to die so young. There were so many things I still wanted to do. Write that book. Take up dance classes with her. Learn how to ice skate, snowboard, surf, anything. Why? I hesitated to propose to her. Not because I wasn't sure she was the one. She was. But because the other office workers suggested I do it while we were on vacation. Even I felt that was a little, too cliche. But now... Now I wish I had. And a lot sooner than on our vacay. Oh, yeah, the guys in the office. Guess I'm not going to see Jerry anymore. Or Brian. Or... Oh, shit! I won't be able to turn in the presentation to Mr. Borkin. I've been working on that thing for months. I worked real hard on that. It's going to give me a bonus and a promotion would have allowed me to achieve those sappy goals for me and Jackie. Damn it! But... who cares? It doesn't matter anymore anyway. Yeah, I don't have to answer to that overworking SOB anymore. With this crap job that pays pennies. Worthless. Never would have said that to Borkin's face, but now... Still... so many hours after work... so many nights when I should have been enjoying myself with Jackie, all of it wasted. And for what? Benefiting someone else? Making rich executives even richer when I got scraps? How many years of my life did I waste at that job? Always ready to leave, but never pulling the trigger. Partly because I was afraid. Partly because they always seemed to know how to hook me for a bit longer. Promises of proper raises or promotions. Company trips. And yet, none of it ever came true. They knew. They knew it would work, especially on me. All for the betterment of the company, and I bought it. Hook, line, and sinker. I took on more projects, more outside work experiences, joined their volunteer committees, more than I could ever handle. I played on their company's softball team despite us never winning a single game. I kept thinking it would make me look better to the higher-ups. How involved I was, how much I devoted my life to those cretins. Every so often they'd mention it. Tell me how good it was. I was so intertwined with their company structure and philosophy. Hearing that one simple line, no matter how many times they said it, was always enough to destroy any concerns that had been building. But of course it never came with a guarantee. Any kind of writing that I'd be rewarded for being so good for their company. Screw their company! I should have done what I wanted to do as a kid. My dream job. Building design engineer. I loved building blocks. The creative artistry one could employ making custom designs. The grand architecture of an amazing exterior, only outdone by the innovative structures of the interior. Why the hell didn't I go for it? Because my office job was comfortable? Ah, yeah. I wonder how long it'll take for news to make it back to the office. I wasn't really popular or cool. They never invited me to outside work gatherings or parties. But they didn't hate me so much they wouldn't care about my death, right? Right? Will they send search parties when I don't come back on time? Jackie was unharmed. Was she with me when it happened? Would she be able to tell them? But how are they going to respond? Jerry will probably be a little bit upset. At least I hope. Brian will probably be ecstatic. My promotion will go to him now. Why the hell am I thinking about this? Screw those guys. And Penelope? No. Can't think about that right now. I need to think about... Oh, shit, my parents. Jackie's gonna have to break the news to them, too. She's gonna have a lot on her shoulders to finish up my life there. What a mess. And how's she handling all this? Maybe she already told them. They'll definitely be upset. I just, I hope they don't take it out on Jackie. Oh, my funeral. What's that gonna be like? I never specified what I wanted done with my remains. I figured I wasn't anywhere near needing to. Oh, hell, are there any remains left? Anything to actually bury? They say one of the most unnatural things is a parent having to bury their child. Well, this all feels pretty unnatural to me. But would it really feel any more natural? Sure doesn't sound natural to me. Come on. Focus. Homes are constructed instantly, or if you need time to yourself, they can be separated just as quickly. All the needed amenities for older family members is provided, even children, including endless toys of entertainment and distraction. I never got to have kids. I remember you. I had a stuffed animal like this when I was a kid. My grandparents gave it to me. There was a reason why. Why? I was having night terrors. I can't remember why that was happening. Something to do with Artrice. Every so often, my parents would drop me off at my grandparents' house to spend the night. Usually it was a great way for us to bond. I guess it was more so Mom and Dad could have a date night or something. The night terrors were infrequent, but one happened on a night I was with them, and through hours that were sleepless for my grandparents, they tried so many things to calm me. None of it worked. The final thing they tried that did work was giving me a stuffed animal that actually belonged to my mom. After that, I slept peacefully through the night. And so did they. The stuffed animal stayed with me for a few months after, but I don't know what happened to it after all that. Now I wish I could apologize for putting them through all that. Weird. Those memories, they're not pleasant, but suddenly they seem so important. The work stuff? Not so much. This was the exact toy I had at our family get-together when I was a kid. It has the same beat-up marks and scratches. It was at that get-together where I first met my cousin Jacob. He commented on it. He liked it. Starting our conversation. We spent a lot of time in those years hanging out. He was a good guy. I looked up to him. He was 2 years ahead of me, but as we grew older, we drifted apart. A fight happened. I needed to apologize, but I kept delaying it. And then he died. I tried apologizing to his body at his funeral. Apologized several times after to his gravestone, but I was never really sure if he could hear me. Hey, can the dead hear what you say to their physical bodies? Okay, you're useless. Focus. You're dead. You can listen. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay. I can't hear anything. So neither could he. guess I never really got the chance to apologize. Oh, don't lose it. Be immersed in the bright light shining off of our trees themselves. Huh. Okay. Okay. Alright. Artrice, let's make a deal. Yeah? You bring me back. If you do, I'll be your most devout follower on the whole planet. I'll quit my job. No matter how difficult that may be, I'll devote my life to spreading your word. I'll join the clergy. Hell, I'll become a missionary, spreading your word to other countries if that's what you want. Is that what you want? Come on, you gotta give me something. I'm closer to you now than I've ever been. Don't leave me here in silence. Say something! You know, I followed you. Maybe I wasn't the most devout, breaking your rules every now and then. But I believed in it all. At least a little. Believe. I don't know. But now I'm not so sure I ever needed to. Now I have a choice. So what were all the religious customs for? All the things we were supposed to do at specific times. All the things we weren't supposed to do lest we invite your wrath. Sacrificing an entire day every week for you? Carrying a sacred coin on us at all times? There is no mention of a place for those to go who invite Artrice's wrath. They told us that if we didn't follow their rules, we would end up in the void, alone and tormented for all eternity, a kid's nightmare. For what? To try to keep us from misbehaving? Kinda messed up. Making people so afraid, living their entire lives in fear. And this whole Belongo business. One of the core tenets of you, we were taught, was that you were the one and only deity. And that every other religion's deities were lies, not to be trusted or followed. But I guess that's not how that works, is it? I guess our time on Earth was hell, and this is heaven. No matter where you died, or who you followed. But despite all of that, I don't know why I'm sitting on this. I already know. Guess I knew since I got here. Come on. I want to go home.
Well, that's interesting.
Alright, I'll bite. What is? Really? You're gonna...
You talked about your cousin Jacob out there.
Yeah.
Isn't the Afterlife Experience here for belong?
Well, why didn't you, say that before? You're seriously going to drop that info?
You are related to far more people than you could ever know. You kind of need to ask about these people individually. You need to be specific.
Okay. Yeah, my grandparents, my mother's side, Robert and Belle Wig, I mentioned them earlier.
Southern Parteau, under our trees.
My uncle on my father's side, Vernon Fox.
Callus, under the deity Marsal.
My second cousin on my mother's side, I don't remember his name. I never got the chance to meet him. He died before I was born, but she always spoke highly of him.
You're referring to James Wig. He is in Artrice's Afterlife Experience.
And my cousin on my father's side, Jacob, is here in Belongo's Afterlife Experience.
Correct.
Can I change my mind after I've already entered one Afterlife Experience?
You need to understand, this is a big decision.
Yeah,
Changing your Afterlife Experience is technically possible after already choosing one, but that requires decades of paperwork on your end, countless meetings and interviews. Some Afterlife Experiences use lotteries to decide who can move into them. Belongo had previously used that system. Others aren't taking anyone at particular times, and even if you were in the middle of the process, if that Afterlife Experience closes itself to newcomers, the process will have to be restarted all over again when they reopen.
Okay, ow. That's a lot. Is my decision locked in?
Not yet. You could spend some more time thinking about it.
The Afterlife Experience for deity Belongo is perfect for lovers of the outdoors. Nope. Off to a great start. A never-ending expanse of every possible biome, ranging from forests to plains to the Arctic. No insects to bother you, and an entire galaxy of stars visible every night. Always the perfect temperature. It was at a work-organized outdoor hike. I helped put it together with the committee. At the beginning of fall. Perfect weather. There was this blonde girl, Penelope. We really hit it off. Pulling back from the rest of the workers so we could just talk. But it didn't stop there. it wasn't long before we became intimate. I knew it was wrong, but Jackie was one thing, and Penelope was another. She filled everything left unfulfilled by Jackie, things I didn't even realize I needed. But I always intended to let Pen down gently once Jackie accepted my proposal. Maybe a bit later. Definitely before the wedding. Jeez. I was a real piece of shit, wasn't I? Jerry, back at work, one of the few guys who was any bit nice to me, I made fun of him. Bullied him. Joked about him to the other workers behind his back to fit in. I pushed for that promotion, but Brian is definitely more experienced, more deserving of it. Now I'll get it. Maybe it's best I'm no longer there. Neither here nor there. Focus. The Afterlife Experience includes dedicated forums usable for anything ranging from performing arts to concerts, speech, and debate. The arguments Jacob and I had wouldn't be out of place for that venue. Jacob was the one who introduced me to Jackie. They worked together at a previous job. He set up our first date. Talked me up a bunch to her before it. A real wingman scenario. So, later, when he found out I was in a relationship with another woman at work, he got furious. Jackie was his friend. We argued. Loud. Almost came to blows. Then he gave me a choice. Either end my relationship with Penelope or he would tell Jackie. I ran from that conversation. Tail between my legs. I tried to argue on some kind of logical point, but kept failing to make any. As I was driving home, that argument kept running through my head. He was right. I was wrong. His points were accurate. By the time I got home, I had come up with a plan. I would end the relationship with Penelope within the next week. I tried contacting Jacob to let him know, calls, texts. All of it was met with radio silence. I knew what he was doing. He wasn't going to respond to me until I ended the relationship with Penelope. I tried. Creating distance. Pushing her away when she made advances, but by the end of the week I still hadn't ended it. But he didn't tell Jackie either. I don't know if that was for the best. The best for me, I guess. I didn't want to hurt Penn. Or raise any alarms between her or Jackie, but I guess I was just delaying what I should have done immediately. Just kept kicking the can down the road. Before I could end the relationship with Penelope, Jacob died. A work accident. He was distracted for a moment. Just one. One too many. When my mind goes to its darker corners, I can imagine what distracted him. My situation. I was notified while I was still at the office. And suddenly my plan didn't matter anymore. Penelope found me in an empty conference room, in a mess. She consoled me. And any distance I had succeeded in creating, so she never seemed to notice, it all just crumbled away. And I dove deeper into that relationship. I needed to apologize to him. To Jackie and Penelope, and I never made the time. Maybe it's best for the both of them that I'm no longer there. Neither here nor there. You know what? I'm just not gonna make my choice. I refuse to accept it. To accept my fate. Hey, can I just stay here and not make my decision? Why do I keep asking you? You're off in some other pocket dimension helping other people choose their afterlife experience. I just seem to hurt people. Or put them in a position to be hurt. It's best if I just stay away from everyone. I'm just going to stay right here, all on my own. Yeah. Compact PC comes with state-of-the-art 3-core processors and built-in floppy and CD drives. How old is this magazine? This was the first computer my parents got when I was a kid. Jeez. How far we've come. In-home computers were much rarer back then. Ugh. That happened on a night I was with my grandparents again. My parents got that computer and called to see if I wanted to come home early and play with it. Looking back, my grandparents' voices were tinged with the hope that I would say no. Choose to spend more family time with them rather than retreating into a new digital landscape that was isolating to them. Without hesitation, I said yes. I wonder if that early fascination is what set me on the path of being a data analyst. Looking back, maybe that job wasn't so bad. Pay sucked. No room for actual growth at that company, but the career path wasn't terrible for me, just needed to work somewhere else. And all of that at the cost of my grandparents' happiness and family togetherness. I wish I could take that back. Oh, God, and their dog, Alan. I was the reason that dog had to be put down. I wonder how pets are handled in the Afterlife Experience. My grandparents were dealing with a issue with rats in the garden. They had me help set up rat poison around the area. They told me to hide it well. I thought I did, but I was just a kid. 2 weeks later, they had no more rats. 3 weeks later, they had no more Alan. It was my fault. I never intended for him to find any to eat it. I am so sorry. What? And Jacob's dog, Rex, a proper English bulldog, meaning he was loud and disgusting, drooled everywhere. Back in high school, Jacob wanted to ask a girl out. Felt Rex would be his ticket in. He said all girls love dogs. Beyond the statistical inaccuracy, I pointed out that Rex wasn't really the type of dog to work for that. He was old, in addition to the whole loud and disgusting thing. He needed a puppy to make that work. And that just seemed to make him depressed. Saying the dog was the perfect friend for him because he was no catch either. It took some work from me, but I was able to balloon his confidence back up, but he still felt he couldn't ask her out, that she was out of his league, too good for him. I told him maybe he didn't stand a chance on his own, but that I would be his wingman. That I'd make him look good, at the cost of making myself look bad. There was a risk there, I knew. We all went to the same high school. She could have very easily gossiped to the rest of the school about what I would do that evening to look bad, and in high school, they'll never let you live that down, but Jacob deserved more than he was ready to admit. I looked up to him. I needed to help him on this. We approached her the next afternoon. Jacob struck up a conversation, and I proceeded to make myself look like a fool. A proper, unwelcome third wheel. After sufficient time with all that, Jacob kicked me out of the area, then asked her out. And she accepted, without hesitation. Jacob never needed me for that. He just needed some confidence. He and Amy were together until he until he died. I did something good there. Despite everything I've done. I did something good there. That's the guy I want to be again. I really should have apologized. I just kept kicking the can down the road, delaying something I never should have. There's no point in delaying.
Is this what you want?
Yes.
Then please, enter the door to your left.
Yeah, hey, that wasn't that. You know what? I'm not gonna ask. That's a cool, rock archway above the door. It reminds me of a place I was supposed to go on vacation. Crescent Hill. It's a naturally forming rock archway. It stood for over 100 years. It was what I had. So that's how I died.